Police say the suspect is 17-year-old Ehab Masammani from Flint.
He did have a gun, was pointed at me.
Mystery. Matthew's family believes the man seen in this video from a gas station at 7 Mile and Hayes is a prime suspect in his disappearance.
Welcome to HOB City. Man, the streets been waiting.
The brazen teenager showed his lack for authority by spitting on the floor. He was also smiling throughout the hearing, making sure cameras saw him. Masammani told the judge he didn't have a social security number or a personal address.
Tell you all about it, man. Cool life. This is shooting.
Landry was kidnapped in East Point, held for 10 hours, then murdered execution style in an abandoned house in Detroit.
You spit on the floor of the court. You smiled at my family. You smiled for the cameras. And what I wanted to say to you was, who's smiling now?
Comparison of surveillance photos from that gas station and the Harrison Township bank robbery, there appears to be a striking resemblance between the two images. As we've reported, police have already charged 17-year-old Ehab Masammani with robbery.
Gangsters, thugs, monsters.
Police fear he may have crossed paths with 17-year-old Ehab Masammani. Witnesses say they saw Landry get accosted and kidnapped by the teen Sunday afternoon.
What's up, family? Welcome back to Midwest Rumors, man. Make sure you get in here and overdo your part on that like button, man. And subscribe to the channel, right? And hype the video too, man. Y'all act like y'all don't be fucking with me. But anyway, today I want to speak on the history of HOB Squad, man. And if you don't know what HOB Squad is, it was a branch of 7 Mile Bloods that came about around 2009 on the east side of Detroit. But we're going to get into it, right?
Just tell you all about it, man. Cool life.
Gangsters, thugs, monsters. Don't give a about life. I lost a leg to this, man. Hey, look around. They do this. Ain't no running from it. Everybody's 7 Mile Blood. Yeah, family over here. No outsiders, like I've been saying, man. Don't trust them, man. The police, that's what we think of. Prison ain't shit. What you talking about? You know what it is? 7 Mile Blood.
See, murder, bitch. Bang, bang. It's real.
Now, if you from Michigan, especially if you from East Michigan or you've been in that MDLC, you heard about the HOB Squad Bloods, right? Now, the HOB Squad Bloods was up under that sex money murder. Under that 7 Mile Blood umbrella, right? Now you got some of the 7 Mile Bloods, like this where it get tricky at, bro. Within this gang shit. Some 7 Mile Bloods, right? They claim strictly 7 Mile Bloods, right? And I'm gonna break a lot of this shit down because a lot of sets do this too. It get weird. You got 7 Mile Bloods, right? Some niggas just straight, when you ask them like, bro, what is you? They'll be like, shit, I'm SMB. You feel me? Now, he's strictly SMB. He just 7 Mile Blood. That's it. But you got some niggas that's 7 Mile Bloods. They be like, shit, I'm SMB HOB Squad. You feel me? Now, that's a whole different branch, right? At least from what I've seen with dealing with them, that's a branch up under 7 Mile Bloods, right? But you also got some 7 Mile Bloods that be like, you be like, what you claim, bro? I'm 7 Mile Blood, but I'm 82, right? You feel me? 82, which is headbanger. You get what I'm saying? But within the whole headbanger thing, see, you got 8213, which is 82 Mafia. You got, you know, you got true 82s, you know what I'm saying? Which a lot of true 82s is not really up under the Blood Act, because y'all got to remember the headbangers, Charmers, Harper, all of that shit, them niggas been established before the whole Blood shit. They pretty much linked in with the motherfucking Vice Lords and pretty much came up under the fold. That's why you would see some headbangers bang to the left. But I done kind of got off track, bro. Anyway, bro, HOB Squad was named in honor of one of 7 Mile Blood's most dangerous and respected members, right? Ehab Masammani, right?
carjacked him. Police say the suspect is 17-year-old Ehab Masammani from Flint.
He did have a gun, was pointed at me, so I got out of the car, and I started running. I yelled he had a gun, and there was a woman that was parked a couple aisles down from me. She started running too.
He says a woman called 911 and the cops were there right away. Turns out the suspect never took off in that car he tried to steal. Apparently, he couldn't drive it.
I drive a car with a manual transmission. My car being a stick, world's dumbest criminals, he got in the car, figured out he couldn't drive it, and exited on foot. And that's where they got him, over by CVS.
Investigators say Masammani is also the man who robbed a bank in Harrison Township on Monday. They believe he may be connected to the disappearance of Matthew Landry.
Now, we're going to get into his story because this one kind of different, right? And it all began in the year 2000. Now, Ehab Masammani, which was an Arab, had came to America along with his sister Tofa Masammani after their father had been involved with like some high-level crimes, and he was sentenced to death over there in Lebanon. So he sent his kids and wife to America. You feel me? He fled over to Libya to hide out, right? Now, upon arriving in America, Ehab and his family would begin bouncing around Michigan, you feel me, to different family centers, shelters, and even living in Flint at one point. That's why you would see, like, in some of the reports, they'd say he from Flint, he not, bro. This nigga not from America. But anyway, he from Lebanon, right? But anyway, he went to Dearborn to his aunt's house, but due to abuse and neglect, they would be taken away and placed in, you know what I'm saying, a foster care. And his mom would agree with the foster care workers, like, basically, boom, all right, we going back to Lebanon. It's too much going on. We ain't got the financial stability to stay here in America. Can't get jobs, housing, whatever. So they decided to try to go back to Lebanon, but Ehab decided not to go. He said, fuck that, I'm staying here, right? So after his mom and sister went back to Lebanon, he would basically be stuck here in America, man, by himself, right? So he started floating around to different foster care homes and family centers and, you know, different shit like that. And, you know, when you in these places, bro, I done been through it. I was in Wolverine on the east side of Detroit for like a year and a half, bro, 2 years, just going through different shit. Like, you would begin, bro, because you got to remember this, right? Kids teach kids, bro. And when you going into these juveniles and foster homes and you around kids from Saginaw, Detroit, Inkster, Pontiac, Flint, like from the struggle, and they all, you know what I'm saying, you picking up all of these different traits, and you know what I'm saying, you might have to fight, like you adapting to your environment because your environment is created by the individuals that you around, right? So Ehab would eventually start fighting every day because remember, he not black, so he gonna have to stand his ground, bro, to even be able to be amongst niggas like that. You feel me? So he would begin fighting every day, you know what I'm saying, trying to run away, going through the trials and tribulations, bro, especially as a kid, basically, you know? And by the age of 12, he was a problem. You know what I'm saying? And he would be adopted by a woman by the name of Belinda Davis, who had been a foster mother for years. And she would allow Ehab to live with her on the east side of Detroit. Now, Belinda Davis would state that Ehab quickly adapted to the area, and at a young age, he loved the streets and would run around with the older gang members from the area. This would be how he became acquainted with the 7 Mile Bloods. And due to him being an immigrant, no home structure, no guidance, you know what I'm saying, he would become a wild card, running around the east side like a madman, you feel me? Fighting, shootings, robberies, all of that shit, you feel me? He would quickly earn a reputation off the simple fact he was Lebanese in a black American gang, and he was stepping for real, you know what I'm saying? He was about that shit. Now, Belinda Davis would state that she tried her best to get him into his own culture and learn his own nationality, you feel me? But he refused. He felt like he was closer to the guys from the streets, you know what I'm saying? By the time he was 17, he had run away from her. He had run away from her house and would stay with friends all around the neighborhood. Belinda Davis would state that she would see him around the neighborhood hanging with the gang members and whatnot, and he didn't even want to look at her, you know what I'm saying? Because he said that she used to preach too much because she always wanted him in school and just to do better, bro, and learn his own culture and his own nationality. But bro was like, man, I'm straight. You feel me? I'm good. I'm on this right now. I'm on that. So she would just leave him alone. I mean, he was basically grown at that point, right? He was 17 going on 18, right? And the next year, you feel me, Ehab would be involved in an incident that would change the course of his life forever. When in 2009, he would be charged with kidnapping and murder after being connected to the disappearance of Matthew Landry, right? Now, it was said that Matthew Landry was approached by Ehab and Robert Taylor and held at gunpoint as he walked to his car one night. He was pistol whipped and stuffed in the trunk and taken to an abandoned house on the east side of Detroit and shot execution style. They wouldn't find his body until 3 days later. He was still in that abandoned house. You know what I'm saying? These two would take Matthew Landry's car and run in a bank and pull a pistol out on the clerk, demanding the money. They would go on like a 2-3 day robbing spree, bro, using this man's car, and would eventually be caught and charged with the murder, kidnapping, armed robbery, you know what I'm saying? All of this shit. And both Ehab Masammani and Robert Taylor will receive life sentences, bro. You feel me? And they were barely adults. He would try to appeal in 2014, then again in 2023, and both would be denied by the state and Supreme Court. So he definitely won't be getting out ever, man. You feel me? The Bloods on 7 Mile will create HOB Squad Bloods in honor of Ehab Masammani, also known as Ehab. Because in the joint, we was just calling him Ehab, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody about to go, Ehab, hey, Ehab, you know what I'm saying? If you know, you know, bro. If you've been locked up, if you know Ehab, bro, that's what niggas call him in the joint, bro. You feel me? And believe it or not, HOB Squad was and still is a respected blood set up under the 7 Mile Bloods, you know what I'm saying, here in Michigan. It's not that big, but when you run into them boys in the streets or on a prison yard, they letting it be known, like, yeah, I'm SMB HOB Squad, you know what I'm saying? You can even see Hard Work Jig. If y'all up on Hard Work Jig, he was a rapper from over there, and we'll probably get into his story a little later, because, yeah, we all know what he did. But anyway, he had a whole album or mixtape called Welcome to Hob City, you know what I'm saying, in honor of Ehab Masammani.
Bad over here, we ain't got shit to lose. No. First Hob caught a body and he made the news. Then Bleak turned snitch, he had to break. Bad over here, we ain't got shit to lose. No. First Hob caught a body and he made the news.
Now, I ran in the Hob at Ionia Max, level 5, bro. And I think, bro, STG 2. Because I got STG 2. They STG 2 me at Brooks. You feel me? We was tearing that bitch up. But they STG'd me and sent me to motherfucker IMAX. You feel me? I ended up having to do like 18 months in the hole and shit after the shit that we pulled off on the Cobras. But it was so much shit going on, bro. Like, but anyway, I ran in the Hob, and the way bro come off, man, you wouldn't even think that he held a position in the set like that, bro. You wouldn't even think that he ran with the Bloods like that, because, bro, in the NDOC, bro, Bloods is loud, rowdy, and disrespectful, bro. They always got some shit going on. It's a mess, man. But the way Hob came off, bro, it was like straight respect. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't trying to cosplay like he was black or playing a character or trying to play a role. No, he acted like he just acted like a man, bro. He didn't, yeah, my nigga this, none of, he don't talk like that. He talk like he got some sense, you know what I'm saying, with intelligence. And that's what really made me and other dudes really respect him, you know what I'm saying? And bro, a step, man, he a step on your ass in there, bro. You feel me? He wasn't shy of slaying that knife, bro. He'd do that to you in there. That's why he was in level 5 in the first place. You feel me? Hob not going for none of that. And Hob will stand on his own. Like I said, when I met Hob, he wasn't even rotating with the Bloods or mobbing or running with them niggas at all no more. Because listen, the Bloods, Vice Lords, GDs, well, no, the GDs actually got real organization, bro. The GDs, the Mobiles, they got real organizations. Like, but the Bloods, Vice Lords, they stay in a bunch of shit, bro. Always got internal wars. It's just a bunch of shit going on, bro. And Hob wanted to grow mentally, bro. You know what I'm saying? You could tell he was into the books and shit like that. And bro had life behind it, bro. And niggas wasn't sending Hob no money. Hob was in there, bro. Like, bro, listen, bro. Like, Hob felt like niggas weren't taking care of him, bro. So, you know what I'm saying? And niggas was keeping him in a bunch of shit while he was in there. So even though he had a position, niggas, hey, Hob, he didn't even want to really acknowledge a lot of them niggas, bro. For real, like, you had to be a thoroughbred nigga for Hob to even really acknowledge you on a day-to-day basis, bro. Hob won't even speak to your ass for real. You know what I'm saying? Bro would be out there running around the track, working out, jogging around the track, working out, you feel me? And when you do stop, bro, and talk to him, he like, hey, man, what's up, bro? You good? Man, you trying to get this workout in with me, bro? Like, bro wasn't, like, nothing how you think, bro. You feel me? Like, from the stories niggas tell and from the position, the fake position you might think he got, bro. Like, he don't want none of that. He don't give a fuck about none of that shit, bro. Hob be in his own world, you feel me? Soft-spoken, humble as hell, man. You know what I'm saying? You would be, if you a new young dude that don't really know, you would been came on the rock like, man, this Arab nigga, who is this nigga? You know what I'm saying? Whoop. Not even knowing, like, bro is, bro one of them ones for real. Like, nigga, you probably up under his set. Nigga, you don't even know, you feel me? But, yeah, man. But that's unlikely because if you in Michigan, if you in the MDLC, if you involved with the Crips, Bloods, GDs, Vice, whatever, bro, you know about Hob Squad, you feel me? Especially from the era of, what, 2009, around that area, yeah, I say. You know what I'm saying, around that era. Yeah, you know what the fuck is going on. But, I remember one time when the VBM dudes was calling themselves taking over, and cause they had flipped, the VBM dudes had flipped on the 82 niggas, bro. You feel me? And they was going at every 82, bro. Slicing their face, taking them out on every yard. You know what I'm saying? Couldn't no 82s come on the yard. You feel me? Because they, listen, the VBM niggas was pulling some little scary shit, bro, because they'd take control of a unit, right? Like, all right, like this how niggas play gang wars in there, bro. Like, I'm gonna make a whole nother video on it, bro. But anyway, yeah, Hob, bro, I remember Cho and them tried to call themselves pressing Hob, like, yeah, you might as well be VBM, man, and whoop-de-wop, man, and Hob, like, nigga, hell no. Hell no, ain't nobody about to be VBM. Nigga, you got niggas fucked up. You feel, well, man, it's the sanctions, yeah, I don't give a fuck about none of that, you feel me? And Hob had Pyrus and GDs. Everybody was gonna ride if the niggas would have popped, but so they ain't even really try no shit, but yeah, man. This the story of Ehab Masammani, man, and the origins of Hob Squad, bro. 7 Mile Bloods, bro. Make sure y'all get in the comments. Make sure y'all hit that like button, bro. And let me know what y'all want next, man. Message me on Instagram. Message me on Facebook. We could put it together. It's Midwest Rumors. I'm out.
Sonny, parked the Hellcat on 7 Mile and left the bitch run. Niggas ain't even look at it. That should tell you that they love me. I'll make a bitch faint if I let her hug me. Wells Bonner teeth, good to yours on my feet. Bought your bitch a $10 outfit, good sheen.